Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Om Akhandananda Sambodha Bandana Yasya Jayate Govindam Tamaham Vande Chidanandatanum Gurum. Yesterday we were seeing Nirvikalpam Param Brahma Yad Tasminneva Nishtitaha Yete Dhanyaha Eva Muktaha Jivantopi Bhārudrasham. So we interpreted it in a beautiful way. That is how it should be interpreted. But there is a possibility also to interpret this in a different way. See, I interpreted this in this way. Nirvikalpam param brahma. This absolute self is a without any choice, without any attributes. Okay. Tasminneva nishtita ete dhanyaha eva. Ete muktaha dhanyaha eva. These people who are established in that they are liberated and they are blessed. Bāhyadeśe'pi jivantopi. For people with external vision, meaning people with outside vision, people who see the world. For them, though they may be alive, they are not associated with the body, sense, or compass. Though they see them to be acting, doing things, they don't have any activities or they don't do anything. This is the meaning. Jivantopi muktaha eva. Jivantopi muktaha eva means jivantaha muktaha eva. While they are alive, they are liberated. Bāhyadeśe'pi again. Now, if you added this Bāhyadeśe'pi, the Jivantaha to Mukta, Jivan Mukti, there is a Mukti called Jivan Mukti. That's a stupid name to the liberation. And people translate it as liberated while alive. We are talking about there is no birth, there is no death, and there is no old age, etc. And we bring in an idea called liberated while alive. What is this stupidity? These are all crazy ideas. Let me tell you. There is no liberated while alive and liberated after death. These are all ideas which are to just explain things. That's all. Explain away the things. Not explain things. Explain away the things. Talking about liberation after death is like that story in the Yoga Sutra. In Yoga Sutra, this wife goes to her husband and tells, oh, husband who is a eunuch. Okay. So he's an impotent. So he goes to him and tells, oh, see, my younger sister, she got married just now and she is pregnant and she has a baby and all that. Now, when will we have baby? Innocent wife. Husband says, don't worry. After I die, I will give you a baby. While this fellow is alive, he can't give a baby. After death, how can he give? You understand? So whether we are liberated after death or not doesn't really matter. We have problem here, so we have to find a solution here, not after death. That's just an excuse or escape. We don't have to worry about that. Okay. Now, Bāhyadeśe'pi. If you are going to bring in the Bāhyadeśe'pi to also to the Mukta, meaning they may be alive, they may have the vision external, still they are liberated, they are blessed. What is this stupidity? Because why this interpretation is stupid? Because Bāhyadeśe'pi, those people with external vision. See, for people whom do we call as Mukta, liberated? A person who has extinguished, annihilated ignorance and its effect. Now, ignorance and its effect, when they don't exist, how can he have external vision? It is like the dog. We gave the example of the dog. Dog vomits its food and eats it. But this person on the path of liberation itself won't do it. One who is liberated, one who has gained liberation, how can he see this world? There is no world. There is no possibility of anything to be attached with any of these things. Okay, so Bāhyadeśe'pi jivantopi muktaha eva means even though for the people with external vision they may seem to be alive doing activities, still they are blessed, they are liberated, they are blessed. Okay, now after this Nirvikalpa Samadhi over. Now I am no wait. You are not yet liberated. He said liberated, but still there is a There is a small activity which needs to be, another mental activity, another meditation which needs to be done, performed. What meditation? Jiva, Pratyek Bhinnam Brahman. We have already said the Brahman is not different from the individual self. And that is what Vedanta says. Jiva Varma Aikya. Jiva and Brahman is identical. That is what Vedanta says. And I have done that. Why are you preventing my liberation? No, I am not preventing. You are preventing. How? See, this is a situation where the creation which we are seeing is not negated. We have created an identity. We have found an identity between the individual self and the absolute self. That is true. But what about the creation? Oh, after now the ignorance is not restored because you are doing things through the mind. The mind. This is a mental activity, meditation. Savikalpa, nirvikalpa, samadhi. Okay. So I still have to take care of this world. I have absolutely merged everything in myself except the world. So, for that, he is now bringing in another 3 meditation. Oh, you said there is no other meditation. Now you are adding 3 more meditation. No. We have the 3 meditations. What are the 3 meditations we saw? We saw Savikalpa Samadhi and Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Right? In Savikalpa Samadhi, there are 2 types. So, there are totally 3 types. Savikalpa Samadhi perceived, Savikalpa Samadhi heard, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Okay? Same thing. But whatever we did it with reference to the things inside, internal, not with things external, the world. So, in each of them, we have 2 types, internal, external, internal, external, internal, external. So, 3 into 2, 6. Meaning, Savikalpa perceived internal, Savikalpa perceived external, Savikalpa heard internal, Savikalpa heard external, Nirvikalpa internal, Nirvikalpa external. So, 6 types. The yogis also accept 6 types of samadhi. They also accept 6 types of savikalpa, nirvikalpa, savitarka, nirvitarka, savichara, nirvichara, and anandatmika and asmitatmika. Savitarka, nirvitarka, they take care of the object of meditation is gross things. Savichara, nirvichara, the object of meditation is subtle things. Anandatmika, asmitatika, ananda, bliss, and asmita, existence. Okay, that is not the same, but they also have 6 stages of meditation. We said, okay. Now, how do we? Why should we take care of this? Because let us see the dualist, the people who accept the duality or trinity. They have the problem with they may have gained the identity with the absolute, but they have not resolved the creation. They don't know what they should do with the creation, because all their idea is to go to the world of that deity or be identical with the deity or be a part of the deity, be a vehicle of the deity or something or other for the deity, not worried about the creation. Why should we worry? It's Ishvara's creation. Let him be worried. We have to worry about for him also. Why? Because we in the introduction itself we discussed about that. Where did this creation come from? So what is the material cost? They don't have material cost. They have problem with material cost. They can't accept Ishvara to material cost. Now, what is the material cost for this creation? Now, if it is different from Ishvara, then there is a problem with Ishvara. If it is part of Ishvara, then another there is a problem with Ishvara. If it is given by someone to Ishvara for creation, then there are 2 Ishvaras. There are so many complications which we discussed in the introduction itself. So we don't have this problem because abhinna nimitta upadana karanam, we say the Brahman to be the material cause as well as the instrumental cause. Okay, so now we have to resolve this creation also. For that, he says, yathā samādhitritayaṃ yatnena kriyate hṛdi tathaiva bāhyadeśe'pi kāryaṃ dvaitanivṛttaye tatprakāraṃ pravakṣyāmi niśāmaya samāsataḥ. Yathā samādhitritayaṃ yatnena kriyate hṛdi tathaiva bāhyadeśe'pi kāryaṃ dvaitanivṛttaye tatprakāraṃ pravakṣyāmi niśāmaya samāsataḥ. Yathā hṛdi yatnena samādhitritayaṃ kriyate. Like in the heart means in your mind, with effort, you are practicing these three kinds of samadhi. Kriyate, practicing samādhitritayaṃ, these three types of samadhi. You are practicing this in your heart with effort. Without effort, this is very difficult. Okay. tathaiva. Similarly to what you have to do, dvaitanivṛttaye, for getting rid of this world, this jagat, this creation. bāhyadeśe'pi kāryaṃ. You have to practice these three types of samadhis with respect to the external objects. External world. Bāhyadesha means external world. You have to practice these three types of samadhi to get rid of this duality. How do I do that? Don't worry. Tatprakāraṃ pravakṣyāmi. I am going to explain to you the methodology. Tathprakāraṃ niśāmaya. I am going this is the methodology. Listen. Niśāmaya means listen. Okay. Pravakṣyāmi means I am going to explain. Are you going to explain? We are almost at the end of the text. Don't worry. Samāsataḥ, in brief. So there are two words. Niśāmaya, okay, we know, listen. So now the guru saw him. There is no guru ruvacha. Shishya didn't ask a question. Shishya uvacha. Shishya didn't ask a question. But after explaining the samadhis, this fellow is a little bubbly. Over. Done. Then the guru burst the bubble, saying, now wait, that's not the end, because you have the creation also. Trinity is not yet dissolved, because you are doing the samadhi, practicing the samadhi along with the Trinity. That Trinity should be dissolved also, meaning the external world also should be dissolved. So for that, you have to practice this. Now, am I going to be getting into another big lecture? No. Samāsataḥ. I am going to tell this in brief. Even if this is explained in detail, we will not be able to understand. If it is in brief, how can I be able to understand? For that, in brief, along with that word, he is adding pravakṣyāmi. I am going to explain it clearly. Though it is in brief, I am going to explain it in clear words, in a very detailed way. So don't worry. Okay? Now, adhiṣṭhānaṃ paraṃ brahma, saccidānandalakṣaṇam, tatrādhyastamidaṃ bhāti, nāmarūpātmakaṃ jagat. adhiṣṭhānaṃ paraṃ brahma, saccidānandalakṣaṇam, tatrādhyastamidaṃ bhāti, nāmarūpātmakaṃ jagat. Beautiful. Saccidānandalakṣaṇam, paraṃ brahma. What is the absolute self? It is of the nature of existence, knowledge, bliss. And what is that? Adhiṣṭhānaṃ. That is the substratum. Substratum. Tatra, saptamyatral. In case of seventh case, you use tra. So tra means seventh case. In that substratum, nāmarūpātmakaṃ idam jagat adhyastam bhāti. This world, which is of the form of name and form, this shines. Means this gains existence. The name and form gains existence. Adhyastam bhāti, in the state of superimposed way, as a superimposition. So there are two states. One is adhiṣṭhāna, the other is adhyasṭha. One is substratum, the other is superimposed. The substratum is of the nature of existence, knowledge, bliss. The superimposed is of the nature of name and form. Okay. Now, apart from that, we have to concentrate on the word adhiṣṭhāna. Adhiṣṭhāna is a word which is a very important word, because there are people who use ādhāra and adhiṣṭhāna as a synonym. Adhiṣṭhāna and ādhāra are not synonym. Adhiṣṭhāna substratum, ādhāra, let us call it base. They are not synonyms. Why? Because adhiṣṭhāna is a place where the superimposition is seen along. When there is superimposition, that place is called as adhiṣṭhāna. When there is no superimposition, there is no talk about superimposition, that is called as ādhāra. Okay? When I say base, ādhāra, then I am not discussing about any superimposition. When I am talking about superimposition, then I am talking about substratum. Okay? Now, how do I get rid of this? For that is this sattvaṃ, cittvaṃ, tathānandarūpaṃ yadbrahmaṇastrayam adhyastajagato rūpaṃ nāmarūpamidaṃ dvayam sattvaṃ, cittvaṃ, tathānandarūpaṃ yadbrahmaṇastrayam adhyastajagato rūpaṃ nāmarūpamidaṃ dvayam ādyam trayam brahmano rūpaṃ tato jagat rūpaṃ tato dvayam. Like that, there are other shlokas also which explain the same thing. Same idea. Satyam jnanam anantam nāmarūpam ityam shapanchakam ādyatrayam brahmano rūpaṃ tato dvayam jagatah tato dvayam. Like that they say. Same idea. Meaning sat, chit, ananda, name, form. These are 5 parts. Okay. The first 3 parts, sat, chit, ananda, satyam, jnanam, anantam, belongs to the Brahman, and the name and form belongs to the jagat, world. Okay, creation. Now, that is what it is. Sattvaṃ, cittvaṃ, tathānandarūpaṃ. The existence, the knowledge, and the bliss. This nature, yadbrahmaṇastrayam. This is of the Brahman. This is the nature of Brahman. Okay. Nāmarūpam idam dvayam. The name and form, these two, adhyastajagato rūpaṃ, is of the is the inherent nature of the superimposed creation. The inherent nature of the self is a existence, knowledge, bliss. The inherent nature of the world is the creation is a name and form. The superimposed creation is a name and form. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to split them, the existence, knowledge, bliss, and name and form. And throw the name and form away, you are the existence, knowledge, bliss. How do I do that? It is not that easy to do that. Because we'll come to that later. etāni saccidānandānamarūpāni pancaca ekikritya uchyate mūrkaihi idam vishvamiti brahmat. So he is calling you by the name mūrkaihi, idiots. Why? etāni saccidānandanamarūpāni pancaca ekikritya uchyate mūrkaihi idam vishvamiti brahmat. etāni sat, chit, ananda, nāmarūpāni. etāni pancaca, all these 5, existence, knowledge, bliss, name and form, ekikritya, combining all these 5. Mūrkaihi, the idiots, brahma, because of their erroneous knowledge, idam vishvamiti uchyate. They call this is creation. They say this is creation. Because of the erroneous knowledge, because of the non-understanding. Do you understand? No. Simple. Take a cup of coffee. No. Just imagine a cup of coffee. Now the cup of coffee has the different qualities. Sat, existence. Coffee exists. Chit, knowledge. Coffee is, this is, that coffee is coffee, that smell, this smell, all that. Ananda. Coffee tastes good, smells good, there is bliss, happiness. Coffee name and coffee form. You have all the 5 in coffee. Okay. So remove the name and form and stay with the Saccidānanda. How do I remove name and form from coffee? There is no coffee. That is what is drinking coffee from an empty cup, not tea from empty cup. Okay. Now, since we don't understand, see, there are two ways. You have to explain the example and then exemplified. Now he spoke about the exemplified. Now we need an example to understand the exemplified. Without that, it will be very difficult to understand the exemplified. And without that, because we don't have the knowledge of exemplified. See, in exemplified, there are 2 parts. One is Brahman, the other is the world, the creation. We have the idea of creation, but it's a mixed thing. We are not able to separate it from the self. So we have to explain the example and make us understand how this whole combination came into existence. Okay, that he says, because even though we say smartly, we are so confused. Even while explaining that pravakṣyāmi, etc., even while explaining, we confuse things. I heard this. You say Pancha Pandava. Pancha Pandava means the 5 Pandavas, right? Pancha Pandavas, the 5 Pandava brothers. Anyway, so 5 Pandavas are like the legs of the cart, 2 people. He shows 3 fingers and says 2 people. Pancha Pandavas, the Pandavas are like carts, 4 legs, 2 people. So there is 1 Pandava, there is next 4 legs, then 3 fingers and 2 people words. Nothing synchronizes. So then you will not be able to understand. So there should be a synchronicity, right? So for that he says, Shaityam Shvetam Rasam Dravyam Taranga iti namacha ekikritya taraṅgo'yam iti nirdishyate yathā. How is it I am stupid? Why? What makes me stupid? What is the confusion I am getting into? For that he says, Shaityam Shvetam Rasam Dravyam Taranga iti namacha ekikritya taraṅgo'yamiti nirdishyate yathā. Taranga. When you say taranga, we know. In the Vichara Sagara, we have tarangas. Tarangas means the chapters are called as taranga. Taranga means the waves. Right? So he says, yathā, like shaityam, coldness, shvetam, whiteness, the foam. It is white, right? So whiteness or the transparent state, that is called as shveta, whichever way. Shaityam, coldness, whiteness, second. Third, rasam, taste. Fourth, dravyam. Dravyam means the flowing state, the liquid state. Then taranga iti namacha, and the name called waves. So there are 5 parts. Name, wave, then the flow, then it has the taste, then it has the color, and there is a coldness. These 5 parts. But instead of all this, what we say is ekikritya, we combine all that and say ayam taranga iti nirdishyate. We point out to that and say this is a wave. When we say a wave, what does a wave comprise of? It has all these 5 components. The name wave, the coldness, the liquidity, the liquidness, then the taste, and the foam, the whiteness. We combine all that and call it a foam. Instead of foam or anything else, we call it as a wave. That's the confusion. So similarly, we have a confusion. So what do we do that? What do we do with that? So he says, Āropite nāmarūpe upeksha brahmaṇastrayam sasvarūpamātra grahanam samādhi bāhya ādimaha. Āropite nāmarūpe upeksha brahmaṇah satah sasvarūpamātra grahanam samādhi bāhya ādimaha. The first type of samadhi, samādhi ādimaha. First type of samadhi. First type of samadhi means we have to understand out of the 3 samadhis, the first type of samadhi. First type of samadhi means savikalpa, perceived samadhi. Bāhyaha, external samadhi. So savikalpa, perceived external samadhi is what we are talking about. Okay, what does that mean? Āropite, the superimposed. Nāmarūpe, the name and form. Upeksha, giving up. By giving up, by discarding the name and form which are superimposed, satah brahmana swarupamatra grahanam, only holding on to the existence which is the self, the inherent nature of the self. That is what is the first kind of meditation, external meditation. Okay, first kind of external meditation means Bahya Adimaha Samadhi means a first kind of external meditation. Means the Savikalpa perceived external meditation. Okay, now what is this meditation? How do you have to do? You have to discard the name and form which is superimposed and hold on to the existence. Okay. Pot exists. There are two parts. Pot, name and form, exists. Pot exists. Pot, name and form, and existence. I give up the name and form, hold on to the existence. Okay. You try. Cloth. Cloth, name and form, give up existence. Hold on to it. Very good. I know what this is. Exists. Some object exists. I don't have the name for it. So some object exists. So what should I say? Give up that object, stay on with the existence. Okay. XYZ, some name of some planet. We don't know what that planet is. So XYZ, some name you see. Name, give it up. Renounce it. Discard it. Hold on to the existence. Okay. Now, whether it's name or form, name with form, form with name, we don't care. We give up the name and form and we hold on to the existence. That is what we understand, right? Now, try one more. Beautiful. Brahman. Very good. Discard. What will you hold on to? See, without holding on to, without having a substratum, a place where from where we can discard, we cannot discard anything. So if you want to discard the name Brahman, there is no form here, so you cannot discard the form of Brahman. So if you want to discard the name of Brahman, welcome, be my guest. We have no problem, because we ourselves don't give it any name. The name Brahman, discard, we have another name, Atma. Discard that, we have another name, Shunya. Shunya is also a Vedantic name. Shunya is not a Buddhist name. People think Shunya means Buddhism, void. Shunya is a name given to Brahman, but they accept void, Shunya, of your inherent nature. Shunya is your inherent nature. You are void. But we say in the Brahman there is Shunya, which is the absence of all the creation. Okay, that is the difference. So Shunya, throw it away, name. So without having a place where from where you can discard, you cannot discard. So that is the place Brahman. But we don't care if you give it any name or if you don't have any name. We don't care. Why? Because the name Brahman, etc., is given for the guru to transact with the disciple to teach that self. Otherwise, like they say, a rose is a rose is a rose is a rose. By any name you call, it is the same. You don't even have to call it a name. There is not not even a need for calling it rose is a rose. You don't even have to call it rose is a rose is a rose is a rose. You don't need that. Self is self. Whether you give it a name or not does not really. Anamika, no name, does not really matter. It works. Okay. So that is what I spoke about this in a very earlier lecture. Anamika, no name.c, no name.bash in software. When you create a new file, it gives it no name. Like you start a WordPress file, a document, Word document. It will give it no name.doc. Either you save it as no name doc or Vedanta dot does not really matter. The subject matter is GM, right? So similarly, whatever you name call it with any name does not really matter. You don't give it a name, does not really matter. Self is inherent. That's what is the idea. Okay, we'll see. This is the first type of meaning. Savikalpa samadhi, perceived external. We'll see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.